All right. Well, we're going to try using the extremely nice and expensive mic. Audio Technica, I forget the number. But if you guys want to know, just let me know. I'll look it up. And we are going to be checking out a program that I haven't messed with before, but my subscription to my video editing is ending, and thanks to the economy, I don't think I can afford to re-up it for the next year. That being said, we're going to see if we can do anything with this award-winning software, and can try to get a feel for it. So come along for the journey. Feel free to say hi, and we'll see what we have going on. I might throw on something. I don't know. Every time I put on music, even when it's free music that I have royalty, whatever for, they always smack me around. I'm tired of it, but we'll see. Alright, so here's the screen. I know I didn't do my normal entry. It is what it is. I don't have my camera on because I'm just literally hanging out. And who cares about seeing me? Let's see the cool stuff. So yeah. That being said, this is DaVinci Resolve. I'm going to see if I can make a video for my platforms today. We'll just do it together. If you guys have any suggestions, comments, whatever, just let me know. Alright. And so we need some clips. I am going to have to find those because they've probably gotten lost. Oh, there we go. Oh no, that's the one I just made. Dang. Everything, you've been a little crazy. Crazy. Oh, and my ADD is gonna hit us hard tonight, so I apologize. Yeah. Oh, what happened to this? It didn't say anything to us. What? Let's make sure that the chat thing is working as expected. It's supposed to say when people come around and all that jazz. And it didn't. It hates us. Why does it hate us? Okay, marky mark. There we go. Let's see if it'll work now. We will see. Of course, there'll probably be some spam bots, but whatever. Spam bots are spam bots. None of them have yet to make me any money, so I think they're probably lying. Let's see what happens when we put in devil. Where did I have my stuff? I feel like some of the stuff that I'm looking at, I should be careful about what goes out to the internet, right? I'll put it on the other screen for a moment. Yeah, let's see here. Cyberlink. So where are those files? I know they're somewhere. And I think they're in a backup. I know they're WAV files. I think that's enough forever. Yeah, it's not gonna be good enough. Let's put this on the other screen. Let's see if we can do some searching. If you guys have anything in particular you want to see, just let me know. I might also do some 3D printing because I have ADD and I have a 3D printer. So chances are, let's see here, wave. And I made the video for maybe capture. No. Don't know what remember. So I feel like it's in a Cyberlink directory. That I know. Now this is a new install of Windows, so I have some things. I'm still setting things up. The performance of it, I've found. I just kind of really got it going good. So I'm happy about that. The problem is I still have to reset up all my settings. So yeah. This PC, boink. I guess I could. Wait. D and L are covered. D and L are covered. So when we come here, we don't need to have it look at D again. But E is not covered, so we'll do that. And L was covered. D and L. But K is. What's in J? Oh, it's a USB. It's a USB drive. D and L. The other question is, what about like network drives? Is there a way for me to network drive this shit? My brain hurts. Maybe if I look up Cyberlink, look at old Cyberlink files. Oh, there we go. I think I found it. Maybe. No, it's just an old folder of Cyberlink stuff in an old Windows, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the actual cloud. Maybe. Oh, and it's probably audio director. No, it's probably not audio director. Power director. Womp. And shadow edit files? No. I mean, if they're there, they're there, but we actually need the real files anyways. I need to find. Okay, I'm thinking. What other things was I doing? Yeah, I wonder if it's in my Google stuff. Google-tastic. What? Have I not even connected up the network drives yet? I don't think I have. Oz be lazy. Oz be super lazy. Okay. Alright, well, hold on. You guys are going to be bored while I'm doing stuff like this. I apologize. But I figure I need to stream. And I figured I would share my night with you. Some things I can show you, some things I can't. I'm sorries. You can hear stuff in the background. Hear all that? Clickety click, clickety clack clack, click, 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 clack, click, 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 click. My discs. Clickety clack, clackety click. Now, I think I figured out I can do this. Add this. ID large HDD. Actually, let's do Uber QBs UCB to TB. Let's try that. And the server, do I have to actually put in the server name? That feels stupid. Is it the... Maybe it's the IP. We'll see. But it doesn't give me any... Oh, it does give me exports. Oh. Winning. Oh. Gotta make it so it can do everything. I don't know if this is gonna work. But we're gonna try. I think I did it. What? What? So it sees data. Okay, it sees storage for everywhere. This is the first NTFS one, but how do I connect up to that then? I mean, I made it, but does everyone have access to it now? Not under disks. I don't think. Wait, is it under disks? My brain hurts. Okay, I just made it 2 terabyte one. But these are the 2 terabytes from this computer. It might take a moment too. That's the other thing. Well, I wonder if I just try to create another VM and see if it gives me the option for that disk. So we'll just do this test VM. Test. And a test number, a good test number is 142. Yeah, 42. Yeah, you heard me. Resource pool adults. And storage. It's one of the options. That is so freaking cool, yo. I could use that storage on all of my stuff now. Unfortunately, that storage is super full, so it doesn't really matter. But it looks like it's an option. Oh, except that's asking for ISO images, and I don't think I have ISO images on that. But I could if I wanted to. So no, let's try local and see what. Okay, we have local images. We'll just go with Ubuntu, a good Linux test. We're not actually going to make anything anyways because I'm lazy. I'm just testing this. Ooh, default. Am I passing anything through on this? I don't think I am, so I think I can leave it as default. And it'll have QEMU agent, and it has the CBIOS, because why not? And disks. Okay, here's the disk. It lets me use that NTFS disk, and I'm on a different computer. That's awesome. So I wonder if I can do that for the new 1 terabyte disk that I just made. I think I have tests to do. Do I dare show you guys? Why not? I don't care. Let's show you. So I'm thinking about creating, I have a 1 terabyte disk here. Somewhere. This, right here. I'm going to see if I can create an NTFS of that disk. So I just did it fine for this one, but that might be because I already have NTFS drives on there. I'm sorry, network file, NFS drives. This one I don't, so I'm going to try that again. Let's try this. Storage add NFS ID is going to be Raven Beast 1 terabyte. That's the hard drive that we're adding. And then Raven Beast, I think is 168.something.something. Awesome. Yeah, I need to know that, don't I? But you know what? I'm tired of your guys' bull. You be nice. You be. Oh, wait. Boink. The Real Sarcasmo is now in your multiverse streaming. Just chatting, ProxMox, checking out DaVinci Resolve, and other things. And I should put random stuff. Because I'm so random. Alright, let's see here. I think it's 161, honestly. I think I might be wrong. Is it 191? No, it's not 191, that's for sure. So I've messed up. Let's just try that and see what happens. So I'm wrong. Either I'm wrong, or it doesn't have any NTFS, so it doesn't care. It's just whatever. So let's go here, and we'll find out what this IP is, because I'm a spode and I didn't know, and that's not good. 240. I was way off. All right, Samsonite. All right, 240. So Raven Beast, 1 terabyte server. So I don't think I'm doing it right. So I'm not 100% sure if I have to set up the server on that. Let's just copy this because I'm tired of retyping that. And let's go over here, Raven Beast. And I forget, what did I do with this disk anyways? Is it here? It's here, we did that. Let's wipe it. It's mounted. What's it mounted for? Did I put anything from here on there? Oh, resources. It's mounted. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's detach that. And let's shut this down because that wasn't working the way as I was hoping it would. And I'll figure that out some other time. Let's remove this. And we're going to kill this as well because it was pointless. Or remove these. Boink. It's removesies. Okay. But now I has storage right here. Right here. Yeah. And I'm thinking I should be able to use it. Ooh, ISO images. Cool. Let's see. So I want it to be able to be used for like everything right now. Just because I'm testing it. No, I'm not. And this one's here, but this is NFS. So this is coming from a different area. But look at this. I can access it. That's freaking awesome. Type NFS. That is what I like. Now I know how I could do it manually, but I want to do it through the server. That's the whole idea tonight. So let's see here. So here's this disk. And I feel like tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Okay, let's try it before we wipe it. NFS, ID, Raven, 1TB, server, export. So it's not there. There's nothing there. It was never there. All right. So maybe the NFS already has to be. Let's look and see if anyone's typed about this, because I can set up an NFS server, but I wanted to see if I could do it all from the web without having to manually set it up. There we go. Okay, it's based on the directory backend. Okay, that's good to know. Here we go. Oh wait, but let's also look at that other page because that's like straight from the horse's mouth. But here we go. Create a shared directory. Okay, so here we are. They're using CentOS, but that's fine. We can figure it out for our own stuff. Okay. So it's saying we need to install this stuff. So let's do that. But let's also see what they say about it. Right. So I think, okay, so this is so that you don't have to do it faster. So I can have everyone connect up to the other ones. Okay, all right, let's do it. So I NFS'd this one, and I need to do another one like that. Let's look at this. Okay. So let's just do another one. We're gonna do UCB-3TP server export. It'll find it, and then we're gonna just let it be used for everything right now, even though there's like no space on it. So the whole, this is just so that I don't have to use FS tab on things anymore. Server UCB-8 terabytes export. This is tight. And now it's adding it to everyone, right? Look at that, I have access. Sweetness. Freaking sexy, bro. Sexy. Start me up. Alright, then we have one more. ID UCB dash raid not USB, UCB. That stands for Uber Cube Beast. It's my beast server. My cube beast server, I should say. Okay, now that one I understand because I don't know that I've made this export correctly and mounted it correctly on the server, and that's fine. I'm not going to deal with that right now. Okay. Interesting. So it'll be interesting to see if we can put some ISOs and stuff on there. Let's see if any of those have ISOs on there, and then we'll just change where the ISO directory is. So let's see here. I'm thinking, don't hassle me. I wonder if we can include it in our machinery here. So here we are. Hardware add. It's not really a network device. No. It's more like a hard disk. Hard disk. Are you serious? Oh, we can make the hard disk on there, but it's not actually that hard disk. Okay, that's interesting. So we could use it for space like we're doing if we virtualized it. Right now we're just passing it through. I don't have it passed through here, but it is an NFS whatever, so okay, all right, well, part of the work is already done. And if that's the case, then I know what I need to do to set up that drive on this. I have to just do it manually and then connect up to it. So that's just for connecting up, it's not for setting it up. So yeah, about that. That being said, what did I want to do with this drive? I don't know. I have to think about stuff that's going to make my brain hurt, so I'm not going to think about that right now. Can I share it this way? I feel like I should be able to share it from here. No disks unused. I wonder if I can do it by creating a directory. Let's try that. Why not? So here we are. I'm going to be like, nope, destroy, HDD-TB1TB. Interesting. So I'd have to do this a different way if I wanted to do it on here. Oh, I need my MAC address so I can wake this computer up. My MacMS address. Okay, I can get that. Hope everyone out there isn't bored. Network map. View list by interface. And I wonder if that's going to show up. Raven Beast. Did I set it up yet to say that, or is it just going to say something random? I think it's 240, right? It just says ASUS. And here's our MAC address. Copies. Cool. Womp. Oh, look, there's updates. Guess what? Upgrade. Yep, go ahead and update. Some of these updates are a couple versions out. Your system's up to date. Well, thank you. So we still have to figure this out. I could create an LVM, I could do a thin, I could do a directory. I feel like this is the best one to do, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll try it, why not? Raven Beast 1 TB. Yeah, I'll let that run in the background. Too lazy to wait for this, honestly. So yeah, these are USBs, by the way. Really? But this one has a longer name. Why can't I make this one name longer? Yeah. Weak. The hell? Oh, because it has a 2 on it? Wow. Oops. No. So one, why does that one get more characters than this one? Huh? It's not
not fair. NVMe, USB. I should be able to put in either. It's the same number of characters.
Weird. Maybe I can do it here. Nope. So it's exFAT. I wonder if this one's exFAT. Maybe that's the difference. And TFS. I bet that's it. Weak sauce. Wow. How weak is that? I think I did that because I'm transferring Linux files. But I do have other stuff on here. Like all this stuff. My downloads, random downloads right now. All my Rock'em stuff. Oh, that was such a pain, but I think I got that squared away now. Sunshine for the old Linux. Nope. Stability. Okay. Oh, another one of those. Don't need double of that. Don't need double of that. Ooh, bottles. Cool. Install ID. What's this? Oh yeah, for installing drivers. And this is video from my dash cam. It's all upside down though. This is video. Ooh, what's in the files area? Ooh. Look at that, files. Ooh, let's play. Oh God, that's gonna make everything copyrighted. Oh, I wonder if that donation. No. Oh yeah, here we go. Play this while we're waiting. I wonder if this will get hit. I'm just trying to share, peoples. I just want you to know. Play this in the background on VLC player.
I was invited to give you a taste of a typical law school classroom experience here today, and I thought I would take advantage of this opportunity to do something that's been on my mind for a while. To stand up and to proudly say, God bless America, God bless the Bill of Rights, and thank God for the Fifth Amendment. I'm not ashamed to say I'm proud of the Fifth Amendment, and I'm proud to admit on camera and on the internet that I will never talk to any police officer under any circumstances, with all due respect, sir. I'm doing something really extraordinary here today, something you'll almost never see another law professor do as long as you live. I'm really putting myself on the spot here. This was my idea. By my invitation, I have given up half of my time, approximately. I'm giving equal time and the last word to an expert who really knows something about what I'll be talking about. So I'm opening myself up to the possibility that he will contradict me. I was a criminal defense attorney when I was in private practice. So I want to make sure, in fairness to you, if I'm misleading you or giving you a slanted or one-sided presentation, you'll be able to get the last word from somebody else. I'm sure he'll have a lot to teach all of us, including myself. The Fifth Amendment to the United States Constitution provides, no person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. And this unfortunate amendment has gotten a bad rap in recent times, much of it tragically and unnecessarily through, as you may have heard, the headlines. Let me read you something that was taken out of the newspaper this morning, and I want you to listen to it closely. And I'm giving you a heads up. I'm warning you in advance, which is not fair to you. Not fair to me, but I'm giving you a warning that I'll be quizzing you on this in just a few minutes. This will test your aptitude for legal study and legal practice. Listen closely, it won't take long. Last night, agents of the Norfolk Police Department found 3 victims of an apparent murder dead in an apartment in the East Ocean View area. The apparent victims of a gangland-style slaying, and possibly the victims of gang-related violence. The police are investigating this as a possible murder and suicide, but right now suspect that the 3 were all killed by the same individual. No suspects have yet been identified in the slaying, but veteran police detective George Brook has confirmed that police are following up on evidence pointing to the possible involvement of an off-duty naval officer as the perpetrator. The bodies, which were found by the apartment manager at about 8 o'clock in the morning, appear to have been slain sometime earlier in the same evening, probably sometime between midnight and 2 o'clock in the morning. That's it. Those are all the facts I'll ask you to remember, and it won't be for very long either. Let's see how well you do. I'll be quizzing you in just a few minutes. Now, here's the easiest question you'll ever get from a client in all the days of your life. Question, hey, the police are here. They want to talk to me. What should I do? Well, I could give you my answer to that question in case you haven't already guessed it, but why don't we go to a real expert? Justice Robert Jackson, a prosecutor's prosecutor. Like me, he began his private practice in Buffalo, New York, years before I did.
Okay,
And
let's see
after
if
that,
I
he
can-
served as general counsel for the Bureau of Internal Revenue, the U.S. Department of Treasury, the Security and Exchange Commission.
We're gonna restart this so that hopefully you guys can see it and I can put it as an overlay for you guys. Or at least that's what I'm gonna try to do. Bear with me. There we go. I have a better area here. Boink. Add file. Don't talk to the police. Check. Okay. Now, is it gonna play? Because I don't see it playing there. And that worries me. Oh, I might have to do this. There we go.
I was invited to give you a taste of a typical law school classroom experience here today, and I thought I would take advantage of this opportunity to do something that's been on my mind for a while. To stand up and to proudly say, God bless America, God bless the Bill of Rights, and thank God for the Fifth Amendment. I'm not ashamed to say I'm proud of the Fifth Amendment, and I'm proud to admit on camera and on the internet that I will never talk to any police officer under any circumstances, with all due respect, sir.
Let's go look at that.
I'm doing something really extraordinary here today, something you'll almost never see another law professor do as long as you live. I'm really putting myself on the spot here. This was my idea. By my invitation, I have given up half of my time, approximately. I'm giving
There we
equal
go.
time and the last word to an expert who really knows something about what I'll be talking about. So I'm opening myself up to the possibility that he will contradict me.
Alright.
I was a criminal defense attorney when I was in private practice.
Okay.
So I want to make sure, in fairness to you, if I'm misleading you or giving you a slanted or one-sided presentation, you'll be able to get the last word from somebody else, and I'm sure he'll have a lot to teach all of us, including myself. The Fifth Amendment to the United States Constitution provides, no person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. And this unfortunate amendment has gotten a bad rap in recent times. Much of it, tragically and unnecessarily, through, as you may have heard, the headlines. Let me read you something that was taken out of the newspaper this morning, and I want you to listen to it closely. And I'm giving you a heads up. I'm warning you in advance, which is not fair to you. Not fair to me, but I'm giving you a warning that I'll be quizzing you on this in just a few minutes. This will test your aptitude for legal study and legal practice. Listen closely, it won't take long. Last night, agents of the Norfolk Police Department found 3 victims of an apparent murder dead in an apartment in the East Ocean View area. The apparent victims of a gangland-style slaying, and possibly the victims of gang-related violence. The police are investigating this as a possible murder and suicide, but right now suspect that the 3 were all killed by the same individual. No suspects have yet been identified in the slaying, but veteran police detective George Brook has confirmed that police are following up on evidence pointing to the possible involvement of an off-duty naval officer as the perpetrator. The bodies, which were found by the apartment manager at about 8 o'clock in the morning, appear to have been slain sometime earlier in the same evening, probably sometime between midnight and 2 o'clock in the morning. That's it. Those are all the facts I'll ask you to remember, and it won't be for very long either. Let's see how well you do. I'll be quizzing you in just a few minutes. Now, here's the easiest question you'll ever get from a client in all the days of your life. Question, hey, the police are here. They want to talk to me. What should I do? Well, I could give you my answer to that question in case you haven't already guessed it, but why don't we go to a real expert? Justice Robert Jackson, a prosecutor's prosecutor. Like me, he began his private practice in Buffalo, New York, years before I did. And after that, he served as general counsel for the Bureau of Internal Revenue, the U.S. Department of Treasury, the Security and Exchange Commission, Assistant U.S. Attorney General for the Tax Division, later the Solicitor General and the Attorney General of the United States, and then the Chief U.S. Prosecutor for the Nuremberg trial. That's an impressive resume. Years later, when he was a justice on the Supreme Court, Justice Jackson stated, quote, any lawyer worth his salt, today we would say his or her, will tell the suspect his client, in no uncertain terms, to make no statement to the police under any circumstances. There's the title of my talk. I'm here to explain to you the surprising and somewhat counterintuitive and admittedly unlikely reasons why Justice Jackson was right. I'm reminded of this because I'm amazed, we're all amazed, by the frequency with which we see newspaper articles coming out all the time from people who really ought to know better, who say, well, I'll talk to the police. I mean, after all, I'm a senator. I'm O.J. Simpson. I'm an experienced, highly polished individual. I've got a lot of experience with public relations, even criminal defense attorneys. There was a local news story here in the Virginia Pilot just a couple of months ago about an experienced criminal defense lawyer who ended up getting convicted of criminal assault because he talked to the police. He was accused of having assaulted another attorney in the hallway. There were no other witnesses to this. A woman said that he grabbed her by the throat during an argument over a case. He denied it. At trial, it was his word against hers. He said, I did not even touch her. But unfortunately for him, when the police had approached him earlier and said, would you be willing to answer some questions? He said, sure, why not? I'm an attorney. I'm a criminal defense attorney. I'm savvy. I'm sophisticated. I've got oratorical prowess. I'm accustomed to dealing with the police, by all means. And then there was a conversation that was not recorded. When the case went to trial, it was no longer his word against hers, because when he testified in trial, I never touched her. The officer took the stand and testified, well, when I met with him, he said he did put his hand on her throat, but just as a joke. Then he had to take the stand again and say, that's not true. I never said that. I never admitted to you that now it's his word against two people. Who's telling the truth? We'll never know for sure. But he was found guilty. Now, here's part of the problem. The heart of the problem, as Justice Breyer on the U.S. Supreme Court explained in 1998, is, quote, the complexity of modern federal criminal law codified in several thousand sections of the United States Code, and the virtually infinite variety of factual circumstances that might trigger an investigation into a possible violation of the law, make it difficult for anyone to know in advance just when a particular set of statements might later appear to a prosecutor to be relative to some investigation. One expert on criminal law recently noted that estimates of the current size of the body of federal criminal law vary, although it has been reported that the Congressional Research Service can no longer even count the current number of federal crimes. That's right, even the federal government has lost count. These laws are scattered over all 50 pages of the U.S. Code, encompassing roughly 27,000 pages. Worse yet, these statutes often incorporate by reference to the provisions of administrative regulations. Estimates of how many such regulations exist are even less well settled, although the ABA thinks there may be nearly 10,000. Here's one of those 10,000 federal criminal statutes on the book that you probably never heard about. It's called the Lacey Act. 16 U.S.C. Section 3370 says it's a federal offense for any person to import, export, transport, sell, receive, acquire, or purchase any fish or wildlife or plant taken, possessed, transported, or sold in a violation of any law, treaty, or regulation of the United States, or any Indian tribal law, or any state, or any foreign law. People have been convicted in federal court for violating this statute because they brought back a bony fish from Honduras, not knowing that Honduran law, not American, but Honduran law, forbade the possession of the bony fish. People have been convicted under this law because they were found in possession of what's called a short lobster. A lobster is under a certain size. Some states forbid you from possessing a lobster if he's under a certain length. It doesn't matter if he's dead or alive. It doesn't matter if you killed him or if he died of natural causes. It doesn't even matter if you acted in self-defense. Did you know that? Did you know it can be a federal offense to be in possession of a lobster? Admit it. Raise your hand if you did not know that. There's the problem. And that's only one of 10,000 different ways. You know, the government gets pretty upset when people like me instruct the client, people like me and Justice Jackson, don't talk to the police, don't answer any questions. You know, they can't have it both ways. You people, you've got 10,000 different ways of convicting us. Good for you, but you know, with the bitter comes to the sweet, with the good comes to the bad. That's 10,000 different ways my client might unknowingly implicate himself in some sort of a criminal transaction. One of the reasons I decided to give this talk, I recently received a phone call from a former student of mine, a regional law school graduate, who may be watching this online, putting it on the internet. And he told me, hey, I've been approached by the Internal Revenue Service. They want to ask me a couple of questions. They asked me if I'd be willing to. But they say that I'm not a suspect. And I know in my heart I don't think I've done anything wrong in violation of the Internal Revenue Service provisions. Lord have mercy. There's no man on earth, there's no woman in this country who can honestly say with complete confidence, I know I have never violated any provision of the Internal Revenue Code. He said, but they say I'm not a suspect and I know I've done nothing wrong. It's okay if I talk to him? I said, no, you tell them you will not talk to them without immunity. I explained to him why that was true, and he never heard from them again. Okay, why you should never talk to the police. Let me just spell it out to you. Let me just explain to all of you. These are the top 10 reasons. I don't want to actually lie to you. I don't really have 10. I don't have time for 10, but I've got time for 8, and that'll be close enough. Number 1, and this really ought to be good enough. Contrary to what you laymen instinctively and naturally suppose, it cannot help. There is no way it can help you. Plenty of folks think that it can, and they're always wrong. You cannot talk your way out of getting arrested. Officer Brook, You've interviewed thousands of criminal suspects. Have you ever, how many times in your experience, have you approached someone, asked if you could ask him some questions because prior to the interview you had some evidence pointing to his possible guilt? And because of the extraordinary persuasiveness and eloquence with which he articulated his innocence, you said, oh, sorry, never mind. Bad call, my bad, I won't, and he talked you out of arresting you. Never. Never. It never happens. I've often asked other criminal defense attorneys, in all of your experience, have you ever once had a case where you look back in hindsight and said, thank God my client talked to the police? They laugh at me. They laugh at me. They say, you've got to be kidding me. It cannot help you. You can't talk your way out of getting arrested. And contrary to what you might suppose if you never studied the rules of evidence, what you tell the police, even if it's exculpatory, cannot be used to help you at trial. Because it's what we call hearsay. Under the rules of evidence, specifically Rule 801D2A, if you want to look it up, everything you tell the police, as the saying goes, can and will be used against you, but it cannot be used for you. From time to time, I've known attorneys who tried to call to the stand a police officer and say, officer, would you tell the jury what my client told you, or what my client told us is actually good for my case? If you tried that at trial, the prosecutor will object to that as hearsay, and the judge will agree. The police will not be allowed, at your request, to tell the jury that your client told him, no matter how good it may be for your case. It cannot help. And that ought to be good enough reason. That ought to be reason enough to keep your mouth shut. But if you're not persuaded, let me go talk about a couple of others. Number two, obviously one of the most obvious. If your client is guilty, but even if he's not, even if he's innocent, he may well admit his guilt with no benefit in return. Now, of course, many of you are thinking to yourself, well, what's so wrong about that? I mean, shouldn't guilty people be confessing? Confession's good for the soul. It's good for law enforcement. It's good for the prisons. Yes, sure, all those things are true. And like the rest of you, if I or anyone close to me is ever the victim of some sort of a serious crime, I hope they get the right guy. I hope they convict him. I hope they put him away. We all feel that way. Hey, but what's the rush, friends? You don't got to admit your guilt the first time they come by to meet with you. In federal court, 86% of all defendants plead guilty at some point before trial. If your client is guilty and really ought to punish, and really ought to have go through some sort of a cleansing act of contrition, fess up and admit his guilt, there'll be plenty of time to do it. They almost always do. No need to rush, no need to tell the police something. Wait and see if perhaps your client can work out some sort of an arrangement where maybe he'll make some sort of compensation for the alleged victim, or maybe he'll be able to get some sort of a discount in the sentence. And he'll be able to be treated fairly then, like everybody else who had the benefit of a good lawyer who said, please do not talk to the police. And don't forget, by the way, even if your client only admits things that the police already knew, you might think, well, what harm can it do? He says he wants to talk to the police. All he wants to do is admit that he was there. When the cops know that he was there, all right, go ahead and tell them. Well, how can it hurt? It might hurt if the police officer becomes transferred to Minnesota, or deceased, or injured, or comatose, or cannot be located by the time of trial. The case will be dismissed if there's no confession. But if your client admits true things, that confession is freely admissible against him and can be a basis for getting him convicted all by himself. Senator Larry Craig can explain all of this to you. The Innocence Project of the United States has confirmed that in more than 25% of all the cases where an innocent man was convicted and then later released from prison after he was exonerated by DNA evidence, in more than a quarter of those cases, these innocent people we know to be innocent, made incriminating statements, delivered outright confessions, or pled guilty. How do they do that? He'll tell us all about it, I trust. Here's a couple of famous examples. You can just ask them. You don't have to take my word for it. There on the left was Eddie Joe Lloyd. He was convicted in 1984 of the murder of a 16-year-old girl in Detroit after he wrote to police with suggestions on how to solve various recent crimes. During several interviews, police fed details of the crime to Mr. Lloyd, who was mentally ill, and they lied to him and convinced this mentally ill man that by confessing, he might help them smoke out the real killer. He later signed the confession, gave a tape-recorded statement. The jury deliberated less than 1 hour before convicting him on the basis of this confession. There was no other substantial evidence against him. The judge said, I'd hang you if I could, but the death penalty was not available in Michigan at the time. But after almost 2 decades in prison, he was released after DNA evidence proved that this man was innocent and had falsely confessed to a crime that he did not commit. On the right, Mr. Earl Washington, who was released from prison just a few years ago here in Virginia after spending 18 years behind bars after being committed of a rape and a murder that we now know he did not commit after having been exonerated by DNA evidence. But this man, Mr. Washington, who was in fact confirmed to be mentally retarded, was able to confess to several crimes at the request of the police, some of which we know he could not have committed. That's the problem. Some of you are thinking to yourself, well, none of this concerns me because I'm not guilty of anything and I never will be and I will never represent people who do. Okay. Let's talk to you, you innocent folks. Those of you who have never committed a crime and never will, and none of your clients will either. No, and you wouldn't go out with a girl who did. Fine. You better not talk to the police either, okay? Because number 3, we'll put the guilty behind us. Forget about them. Let's talk about innocent people. Number 3, Even if your client is innocent and he denies his guilt and almost entirely tells the truth, odds are good he will easily get carried away and tell some little lie or make some little mistake that will hang him. This is human nature. He gets in there, it's a stressful situation. Imagine a perfectly innocent client. The police say he's been guilty of a murder. He's totally innocent as any one of us. So he goes in there and he meets with the police. He says, I don't know what you're talking about. I was nowhere near there. I didn't kill him. I've never killed anybody. I don't have a gun. I've never had a gun. I've never touched a gun in my life. I was nowhere near Virginia Beach that night. That last line was a lie. He went over the top. He was getting carried away. He got into this groove. He started saying all kinds of things, almost all of them true, that he knew would tend to exculpate himself. Then he got carried away and just said one thing that wasn't true. And unfortunately for him, they could prove that it wasn't true. He may be convicted on that basis alone. But let's say, well, that's not a problem. I'll tell my client only to tell the truth. I've met with him. I know he won't lie to me because he won't make any mistakes. Okay, that's still no guarantee you won't be getting into trouble. Because even if your client is innocent and only tells the truth and doesn't say anything that is false. Now, already, mind you, we're pretty well nigh into fantasy land. The odds of this being, anybody being able to pull this off are really quite slim, no matter how innocent they may be. But just say, let's pretend. Let's assume he gives the police nothing but the truth, and he is totally innocent. He will always give the police some information that can use to help convict him. Always. For example, suppose you tell this to the police. Here's what your client tells to the police in his denial of guilt. I don't know what you were talking about. I didn't kill Jones. I don't know who did. I wasn't anywhere near that place. I don't have a gun. I've never owned a gun in my life. I don't even know how to use a gun. Yeah, sure, I never liked the guy, but who did? I wouldn't kill him. I've never hurt anybody in my life, and I would never do such a thing. Let's suppose every word of that is true. 100% of it is true. What will the jury hear at trial? Officer Brook, was there anything about this, your interrogation, your interview with the suspect that made you concerned that he might be the right one? Yes, there was. He confessed to me that he never liked the guy. And then the prosecutor will put that up in big letters, and he'll say, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it's pretty clear that we've got the right guy here. We've proven that he was in Virginia Beach that night. That's opportunity. And remember, Officer Brook admitted that after extended questioning, he was finally able to get the defendant to admit that he never liked the guy. There's your motive. Motive plus opportunity. Wham, bam. Please. But juries eat it up, and innocent people get convicted this way sometimes. How often? Hopefully not too often, but we know what happens. The United States Supreme Court, don't take my word for this. In Ohio versus Ryan, the Supreme Court of the United States said, quote, one of the Fifth Amendment's basic functions is to protect innocent men who otherwise might be ensnared by ambiguous circumstances. Truthful responses of an innocent witness, as well as those of a wrongdoer, may provide the government with incriminating evidence from the speaker's own mouth. See, it's not just some criminal defense attorney telling you this. Even the Supreme Court says I'm right. Under the facts of that case, by the way, in Ohio versus Reiner, a child tragically was died, apparently the result of shaken baby syndrome. The question was who had shaken this baby to death. And one of the possible suspects was a babysitter who had spent some time with the child that week. The babysitter's story was, I don't know what you're talking about. I did not kill the child. I did not see it happen. I don't know who shook the baby. It was never me. I never did anything of any violent nature to the child. The Ohio State Court said, well, you've got no Fifth Amendment privilege. You, by your own admission, told the investigators that you've done nothing wrong, that you were not involved, so obviously your answers can't incriminate you. The United States Supreme Court reversed and said, well, that's not true. Even though this babysitter denies shaking the child, denies seeing the child die, denies knowing how the child died, this babysitter, by her own admission, apparently the government wanted to ask whether the babysitter might have been with the child at some point that week, during the week prior to her death. And that answer, although by itself not sufficient to convict anybody, could help convict her. That means she's got a Fifth Amendment right to refuse to answer the question the court held, because it could be used to help convict. Ullman versus United States, the Supreme Court said, more than 50 years ago, eerily prophetic. They said too many Americans, even those who should be better advised, view this privilege as a shelter for wrongdoers. They too readily assume that those who invoke it are either guilty of crime or commit perjury and claim the privilege. That's not true, and it never has been. But it gets worse. Can it get worse? It can. Number 5, even if your client is innocent and only tells the truth and does not tell the police anything incriminating, which, by the way, is almost impossible to pull this off. I mean, imagine talking to the police for 2, 3, 4 hours, and somebody like him can't somehow manage to extract from you something that could be used to help convict you. That'd be extraordinary. I don't think anybody's pulled it off. But even if you could pull it off, there's still a grave chance that his answers can and will be used to crucify you in a court of law if the police, no offense, don't recall his testimony with 100% accuracy. All right, now this brings us back to that pop quiz I warned you about. I told you earlier, remember, it's only been a few minutes, and you weren't up all night, and you weren't the subject of physical duress. You were in the relaxed setting of a classroom here. You were given heads up, advance notice that you would be quizzed on this. Question. We'll start with a couple of easy ones. Remember that article I read you about that? How many people did the police find shot to death last night at that Ocean View apartment that I told you about? A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, 4. Who says A? B, C, Listen, get that with the camera. Move that camera around. Look how many hands we've got there for C. Okay, D. Everybody who raised their hand, you are the kind of people who should never talk to the police under any circumstances for as long as you live. Why is C not the right answer, by the way? If you know, raise your hand. Yes. Excellent. I didn't say anybody was shot. I didn't say gun, bullet, shooting, firearms. Didn't use any of those words. But I don't blame you if you thought that I did. This is the way the human mind works. We hear things, we fill in details. I said gangland style slang. That may or may not imply something, but it doesn't mean that anybody was shot. And that's the problem. You see, even if your client is innocent and only tells the truth and doesn't tell them anything incriminating, and his statement is videotaped, his answers can be used to crucify him. You might say, wait, how can that happen? I insisted. If I insisted, I told the police and I said, I want my client, you can talk to him, but only if you videotape the whole thing. I don't want there to be any debate between the two of you over what happened. Okay, we'll videotape the whole thing. If the police don't recall their questions with 100% accuracy, he'll be convicted on that statement alone. For example, suppose a man goes to the police, they say, we're investigating a possible murder, a shooting. And the guy says, quote, I don't know who killed Jones, Officer Brooks, with all due respect. It wasn't me. I've never touched or fired a gun in my life. How can that help incriminate this man? How could that possibly be used against this man to help convict him? You would think it's inconceivable. But it's as easy as pie. All the officer has to do is read this statement to the jury, and then the prosecutor says, Officer Brooks, was there anything about that statement that confused you or surprised you? Yes, there was, he says, in a moment of sinister, high drama in the courtroom. And what was that? And then Officer Brooks turns to the jurors and he says, I never said anything about a shooting. I said we were investigating a murder. He was the one who brought up a gun. Then you turn to your client says, that's not true. That's not true. I remember he was the one, or one of the cops. I was with them for 3 hours. One of them in the car said something about, they said they had a witness, but I was the shooter. Okay, I'll put you on the stand. And then your client testifies, no, they did tell me shooting. They mentioned it before I said anything about a gun. They brought it up first. And then the police said, that's not true. And now what, it's your word against theirs? For what? You're gambling with your client's life. And police officers can very easily make a mistake like that, just as so many of you did just a few minutes ago, about whether you recall having heard me say something about somebody actually being shot. Police make mistakes, innocently, inadvertently, unintentionally. Any statement, no matter how exculpatory it may seem on its face, can be used to crucify you all by itself if the police are either willing to lie, not likely, or if they just have an innocent misrecollection of the details as to what they did and did not tell you before you told them what you said. All of these, by the way, all of these problems disappear if you take Justice Jackson's advice and say, thank you very much, officer, but no thanks. How about this one? Here we go. Now, here's the most surprising of all. I've saved the most surprising one for last. Let's suppose you've got the following scenario. Your client's thinking about talking to the police. He acts like he says, I've got nothing to hide. They think that I killed somebody in Virginia Beach last night. Well, this is what your client tells you in confidence. I don't know who robbed that store. It wasn't me. In fact, I've got a pretty good alibi. I wasn't even in Virginia Beach that night, last night. I was 4 hours away visiting my mother in the Outer Banks. Unfortunately, no, I did not pay for gas with a credit card. I used cash, so I've got no witnesses that can prove I was there except my word, and of course, Mama, for what that's worth, which is nothing. So your client says, so the police want to talk to me and I want to seem cooperative, so what I'll do is I'll tell them that I was in the Outer Banks last night. Now, there's nothing on its face incriminating about any of it. Let's assume, by the way, that you believe with all your doubt, you've given your client a polygraph exam. You've known him for years, you've been going to the same Bible study for 30 years. You know beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's telling you the truth. And he's not admitting anything. He's not admitting motive, he's not admitting opportunity, he's not admitting that he was there. How on earth could this come back to haunt us? How on earth could this come back to use against us? Be honest, raise your hand if you really think the answer to that question is, I can't see how it could possibly be the case. You're afraid I'll call on you, right? I won't call on you. Well, you're wrong, you're dead wrong, you're always wrong. Everything you say, every time you talk to the police, you will regret it. You see, the problem is, here it is, this is the last point. I think it's almost, even if your client is innocent and only tells the truth and doesn't tell the police anything incriminating, and the entire interview, questions and answers are videotaped, even his truthful answers can be helped to use crucify even an innocent man. If the police, through no fault of theirs, end up in the possession of any evidence, even mistaken and unreliable evidence, that anything your client told them was false, even if in fact it was true. Again, going back to this example from a moment ago. Let's suppose I go ahead and I meet with the police. I got nothing to hide. I tell them I was in the Outer Banks last night, officer. How can that be used to convict me? By itself, it cannot. It cannot help at all by itself. But what if I later find out, to my horror, after I put my cards on the table, that they've got a witness, a girl that I went to high school with, an unimpeachable witness. We've never been enemies. She had no reason saw me in Virginia Beach last night, a couple of blocks away from that store, about an hour before it was robbed. Now, her testimony by itself isn't going to help the prosecutor. Hell, if she's all they've got, I'll get this case run on before trial. But if, like an idiot, I talked to the police and I told them the truth, I told them I was in the Outer Banks, and now, lo and behold, tragically, it turns out they've got a witness, a false, mistaken, confused, but sincere, incredible witness who can testify that I was here at Virginia Beach. Now they're likely to get a conviction. Because what they'll do, I've just turned this cop and this woman into the government star witness. They'll put Officer Buchan to testify about how my client lied to him about being in the Outer Banks. And then they'll put on this girl who otherwise would have not even helped the case at all, who will testify, no, that's not true. That was a lie. I saw Mr. Williams' client here in Virginia an hour before the robbery, not so far from the store. By herself, she would not have helped the government in any significant way. But what I have just done, you see, is given them the other part of the puzzle. And now I'm doomed. Just ask them. I close with this example. Here we have a couple of recent celebrity examples of why it is that even people who admit nothing always end up denying it. They always end up regretting it. On the left, we have Martha Stewart. She was the victim subject of an extensive government investigation that was looking into the possibility that she was guilty of violations of certain federal laws, securities laws, fraud, kinds of things. They couldn't pin that on her, but they were able to get a conviction because she denied it. Talking to the police and later to some of the shareholders, she said, no, it's not true. I was not guilty. So they charged her with lying to federal investigators, and they got a conviction, and she was sentenced to 5 months in prison. Marion Jones on the right side, another person who would still be out today if she had always taken the advice that I'm giving you now. She was asked if she had ever used steroids, a controlled substance, and instead of taking the fifth, she said, no, I never took steroids when I won those Olympic gold medals. Later on, it turned out that she was lying. She worked out a deal. She pled guilty. She admitted that she was lying, and she, over her strenuous, tear-filled objection, even though she has 2 young children, was just recently sentenced to prison for 6 months. The guy who sold her the steroids, the pusher, he got only 4 months, but she got 6 months because she lied to police and said that she did not do it. So Michael Vick, who recently pled guilty, as you know, to these charges with respect to the operation of this dog combat sort of operation in his home. At sentencing, like many other criminal defendants, even though he eventually pled guilty at sentencing, one of the reasons his sentence was a little harder than it might have otherwise been, the judge said, was because when he initially met with the police, he lied to them and said, I didn't do anything. I didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about. Even guilty people, but not only guilty people, will always end up talking to the police. So, my advice to you, Justice Jackson was right. Any sane, competent lawyer in his right mind would always tell every client under all circumstances, I don't care if you're innocent. If it's the truth, great. We'll tell the jury all about it. There'll be time enough to put our cards on the table. But before we get there, I haven't seen yet what the police got. They may have mistaken and confused witnesses who will contradict even the truthful stuff that you say. We have no way to know, no way to predict whether the information that you give them, even if truthful and reliable, will end up unwittingly dispelling our demise. So keep your mouth shut. Don't answer any questions. Let's take the fifth. We'll be glad to do that. God bless America. God bless the Bill of Rights and the geniuses who bequeathed them to us. But now, in fairness, I'll give equal time, or what's left of equal time, to a police officer who will explain to the extent to which, if any, he agrees or disagrees with anything I've got to say. I have no idea to know what he's going to say. It will be interesting. Okay, let me give him the microphone. Let's give him a hand. Officer George Brook, the Virginia Beach Police Department.
I did not talk that fast. Not even take the photo. So I took notes on some of the things you said. And everything he said was true. Okay? And it was right, and it was correct. And I'm just going to give you a few ideas. I'm going to tell you a few examples, but first I'm going to give you a little information. As was said earlier, I've interviewed thousands of people. I've interviewed people with foreign police departments when I was in the Navy. I was in law enforcement and as a criminal investigator. Thank God we're in the United States because most interviews in Italy, Spain, and so forth start out physically. But there's no police abuse over there. They can do pretty much what they want, anytime they want, anyhow they want. So just be aware of that and be thankful for that. Biggest question I was asked when I am a 3L, and there's some of my classmates in here. Best day is coming up, May 10th, when we get to leave. So those of you that are applying, and I told a couple of people this, you think it's hard getting into law school? Try getting out. Okay? A couple of things I was asked. How do I quit from getting speeding tickets? Very easy question. Quit speeding. Okay? But Something Professor Dwayne brought up. Are any of you guilty of anything? How many of you drove here today? Anybody go above 55 on the interstate? Only go above 55 on the interstate? Because if you stay... And there you go. And people are inherently honest, and that's their biggest downfall. Okay, they really are. Or they want to tell their story. And if you drive 55 on the interstate where it's 55, the only thing you're going to do is meet the person behind you because they're going to rear end you. Okay, so that's a fact. But everybody does something that they can get in trouble for. I can follow as a police officer when I was in uniform. I can follow a car however long I needed to, and eventually they're going to do something of it. And justifiably of it. So just be aware of that. Don't think you're so innocent in such a thing. When you get stopped for a traffic ticket, everyone likes to be somewhat honest. What's the first thing the police officer asks you? You know how fast you're going. If the speed limit's 35, you'll say, oh, 38, 40, because you want to be kind of honest even though you're doing 50. You just said 38, 40. You just admitted to breaking the law. You just confessed. So they can go to court with that, with a confession that you were exceeding the speed limit. Okay, so you need to think about those things, and when you do become defense attorneys, which I may, who knows, you need to think about those things for your clients. The other thing you need to think about your clients, and this is going to seem very terse, people are stupid. Your clients are stupid. And I've had defense attorneys talk to me. Matter of fact, one on a motion to suppress this Tuesday come up and tell me his client was stupid. Okay? They're very straightforward. They do foolish things. They talk to the police. You guys need to be aware of that. Now, in my past, and it wasn't exaggerated, I've hit thousands. I've arrested and dealt with over 1,000 felonies. Well, actually, more than 1,000 felonies. Probably about 20. No, not 1,000 felonies. 2,500 misdemeanors. 98% of conviction rate. 80% of them I don't even have to go to court. Why? Because there's confession. Because they confess. So these people have no problem. The hardened criminals have no problem talking to the police. People like to tell their story. And they'll sit in that room and think about it. You're picked up by the police. You're in a little room. There's one chair here, there's a desk, there's another chair. What's the thing you want the most right at that point? Get out of that room. Get out of that room. Shift is ending. 15 minutes. Police officer want to get out of that room? My overtime rate's $58 an hour. Do I want to get out of that room? I have no problem. I'll stay there for 10 hours. I'll take that $600. So I have no motivation to want to leave. You do. That's how we get you to try to talk. I have my job. My job is to develop probable cause, develop a good case. A great case is a case with a confession. Get it to the Commonwealth's attorney so that they can prosecute the case with little, if any, effort. Commonwealth attorneys love those cases, with little, if any effort, because they come with the stack of files that high in court. So they love those cases. That's my job. The defense attorney's job is to hope they get to their client before I do and make sure they don't talk to me, no matter what. I'll give you an example, and this will go right along with what Professor Dwayne was putting up as examples. I had an interview that went something like this. Were you involved in the burglaries? No, I had nothing to do with it. You didn't have anything to do with it. No. You were in a car with all this stolen stuff in it. You had nothing to do about it. No. You knew it was there? Yeah. Okay, now we got possession of stolen property, felony. Okay? But you had nothing to do with it. No. So what did you need the money for? I had to pay some like court costs. Oh, so he took the money for stealing stuff. I have enough to charge him now with burglary. Simple as that. But you see the picture on that camera of the house with the Christmas decorations? This is a real case scenario. Yeah, did you go in that house? No, I didn't go into that one. So, there's ways around it. There's ways to get around people who try not to talk to And again, as Professor Dwayne said, if you wanted to go and say you wanted to go into a boxing match, $100 if you win. You've never boxed before. You have to face somebody who's an Olympic boxer. You're going to lose. You're going to face somebody who's been interviewing people for, in my case, 28 years. You're going to lose. Unless you're purely innocent. Now, on the other side of it, I don't want to put anyone that's innocent in jail. But I try not to bring anyone into an interview room that's innocent. And there are a couple that I have let walk away because of this. Okay, the interviews. How do we approach the interviews? There's a number of ways to approach interviews. There's a number of types of people that I deal with. First thing I do, anyone know what they get told first when they're interviewing? Miranda warning. Okay, it's not a right. You don't have a right to Miranda. Those rights have always been what's called Constitution. Teaching. You're doing a real quick class on the Constitution. Usually they don't listen to me. This is the way I give my Miranda. Look, I have to tell you this. Just pay attention. Okay, just sit back and be very attentive. You have the right to remain silent. You understand? Anything you say may be used against you in court. You don't have to say it will be. Say it may be. Okay, they get that. You have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford one, one may be appointed to represent you. Like that. You can decide not to quit talking to me at any time and exercise these rights. You understand? So, now, before I do the primary thing that's needed with those rights, that's to get a waiver. I say, now, before you say anything, let me tell you what I know. And over all the time I've had put together what this individual was supposedly involved in, I only say supposedly because Professor Dwayne said no there, what this individual was involved in, I will tell the story that I've put together. And it'll be pretty close to what happened. And I can see that it's pretty close to what happened because that individual starts slumping down in their chair. They'll put their hand to their face, doing this in their mind, oh my God, I'm going to jail forever. Okay? And I can see it. I say, now that you know what I know, do you want to talk? Why do I do that? Because if I didn't do that, if I said, you want to talk to me, they'll say no. So I give them the time to think about it. Then comes the next one. Now, before you start talking to me, let me tell you the difference between a lie and a truth. If you lie to me, and I get before the judge, and I tell the judge you were dishonest with me, that's just not going to happen. But if I get before the judge and tell him you're honest, straightforward, willing to take responsibility for your actions, that is going to help you. That's not a lie, though. That is true. When they speak in court, it will help you. You know, they may not get 5 years, they may get 3 years, they're still going to prison, or they're still going to have a felony, but it will help them. Then I have to determine what kind of person I am. There's two types. There's the one, like I mentioned to you earlier, where I have to talk to them about different things, get into their own skin, as the word is, and try and get them to talk to me and discuss things. I had a sexual assault case.
Come on.
I had to talk to the guy how hot the woman was, and I understand where he was coming from. When I said that, we were buds. He started talking. And he's still somewhere in prison. So you got to get in there and you got to go places. The other side is, I can't try and act like that individual acts. Okay? I can't try and act like what we call lovingly a hood rat. I can't try and act and talk like him. Because I'm an older white guy. We don't talk like that. That would be an insult. You can't insult people. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter where they grew up. It doesn't matter where they're from. You can't insult people. You have to do so. You have to get into their mindset, the way they're thinking, and have a discussion with them. The other type of person is the one that likes to tell stories. This young man, great man. I love him to death. He's going to go to jail because I went to bat for him, because I felt sorry for him. He's a newlywed. He was a former Marine. I said, tell me what happened. He told me this beautiful story about what happened. What he had done is he had sold a piece of equipment that his ex-employer had had. He had stolen. He told me the beautiful story of what happened about him finding it on the side of the road and all that kind of stuff. I gave him a question about him after he finished his whole story. is like a baby when they walk in a jail. When they're on the street, they're as tough as rocks. You go in there with your paperwork, you sit down, you start doing paperwork. And usually I have a videotape sitting on top. Just for and you just sit there. Don't tell them Miranda. Just sit there and wait for them to start talking. Because they will. They want to talk. People want to hear. Hate silence. That's why when people speak, you hear, they're talking because they need to fill that void with something. People hate silence. So that's the other one. So that's another way. So you see how there's an unlevel playing field. Even with the most educated people, there's an unlevel playing field. If you talk to the police, everything's going to be written down. If you get pulled over for a ticket, they give you the ticket, and you pull off. You ever see the cop pull off right after you? Usually not. That's because on the back of their ticket, they write down everything you said. It's going to come into court if you go to court. Everything that's said, I write down. Every phone call I make has to have a listening device on it. Is that illegal? How many parties need to know that a phone conversation with you is being recorded? One. Me. I knew it. I get many, many confessions over the phone. Okay, back to the people. Yes, they're stupid. Okay, people are stupid. I had a young man who told me straight up, I'm going to college. I'm going to law school. I'm too smart. You'll never find out what happened. He was going to Tidewater Community College, the law school of, I suppose, Tidewater Community College. He was the partner to the one who I told you the interview about just a little while ago, where I would ask him what he needed money for. He was his partner. He was very smart. So he thought. Thought he was a very intelligent individual. Ended up arresting him 5 times out of his house. His mother hated him. She liked me the first time. She apologized. She didn't really like me much the second time. Got the point. He's doing 8 years upstate. He's very smart because he decided to tell me how smart he was. And in telling me how smart he was, he let it slip. But he doesn't sell stolen stuff to pawn shops. He sells it to flea markets because they do not have to report to the state. I know how to drive to a flea market just as good as anyone else and go look for stuff that I'm looking for. So he was trying to impress me with his ability to be smarter than I was. And he confessed. So people are inherently stupid, especially criminals. Now, and don't get me wrong, there are some very intelligent criminals out there, and most of them work in really big office buildings. Seriously. Yep, she went to jail. She hurt me. No. But there are some very intelligent street criminals out there as well that get other people to do their bidding and so forth and so on, and people turn on them. There are some very foolish people. Just a couple other things. I do a thing usually with younger people, usually between the age of, try not to deal too much with juveniles, but between the age of 16 and 25, is once they've talked to me. Now, let's back up a little bit. You don't need a recording in court for a statement. As Professor Dwayne said, it's his word against my word. If he was a one, and this is the way it works. This is the way the real world works. In case you guys haven't been out there, that's outside the windows out there. The jury looks at a defendant sitting next to a defense attorney. That's strike one, because the jury is already looking at that being someone who did something to put them in that chair. Number 2, they get a uniformed police officer up there. They get someone wearing a suit as a detective up there that is a professional witness. That's strike 2. So now they have a professional witness. And then if they've confessed, and that professional witness is going to sit there and read from his or her notes the confession. That's strike 3. They'll get the orange jumpsuit, not past go, not elected. So they have all the strikes again. And I know you're innocent until proven guilty, but it's a jury of your peers. And the perception is if you're sitting next to the defense attorney, you have to prove you're innocent. that's just the perception of a lot of the jury. No matter how many jury instructions they get, they still perceive that person is a hoodlum, is a criminal, and no matter how hard some defense attorneys try to put their clients in suits and have them sit up at the table, if the trial's a long trial, they fall back to their old ways and they start acting and speaking in a way that's not very good for their case. So, saying that, you don't have to have a recording. My suppression hearing, a statement was trying to be suppressed because when I record a confession or an interview, because we don't do interrogation, please, we do not do interrogation. That's a bad, mean, Nazi kind of word. We do interviews. You'd be amazed how much difference it makes when you use that one word vices interrogation. I'll take it off the tape and I'll have my secretary put it to paper. Immediately afterwards, I'll take that tape and I'll scan it over my magnet and throw it in my box so I can use it again. I do not consider it as evidence. It's not required to be evidence. It is there. If it's there for the court, it's just extra. You don't have to have that. But it's really good to have. The suppression hearing, he tried to suppress that after I testified. The defense counsel stood up and says, well, Judge, I really don't have anything to say. And Judge Canada, of course, he did not. So you don't have to have recordings. You don't have to have videotapes. The police videotapes, that's just extra. If you got that police officer sitting there testifying, you don't have to have that videotape. You got the guy that was right there to tell you what happened. But it's always nice to have those extra things. So what I do for these young people is I'll say, look, the person who you broke into their house are very upset. They're very angry because you sold their stuff at the pawn shop. Pawn shop stuff, sold them. They don't get their stuff back. They're very angry. They want you to go to prison. Okay? They may be very angry. They want you to go to prison. They may want to. To lessen that, that's the start of what's commonly known as a lie, because we are allowed to lie in interviews. To lessen that, you might want to make them happy. The reason that's a lie is because when it is a felony in Commonwealth of Virginia, the victim has nothing to do with the prosecution or how long people go to prison or any of that kind of stuff. We're prosecuting, not the victim. But to lessen that, what I'd like you to do is write an apology letter to the person whose house you broke into. Just write it out. Well, how do I write it? In your own words, just write, I'm sorry for what I did. Then say that, when I broke into your house the other night.
We took the freeway out of town. We found a place to settle down. We bought a driveway and
In the person's own handwriting. I don't type it up again and have them sign it. In their handwriting, a written confession. Is that person going to get convicted? I have never seen them not get convicted on an apology. So, in support of Professor Dwayne, everything he says is right. That's what I do. Now, to take away the support, I don't try to say anything. That's it. That's all I have. Any questions or anything like that? Sure.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I like sharing that with people because I feel it's really important for them to know. And so when I talk, I'm hoping that this is working. We will see. Well, let's see how the settings are doing tonight. Video output. That's good. 0 latency. CPR. CPU recording. Hybrid HP4. We'll have to check and see how that's turning out. Stream spot. Appearance files. Oh. Ooh, I like that one. There we go. And is there anything else? Wink. All right. I think. Am I game? Oh, yeah, yeah. I was doing this. Hmm. Let's see if I still have a account. Let me know if you guys want to see something specific. What am I gonna do? What do I feel like playing? Let's look at some of these settings. We actually have a settings thing. Project settings. Oh, dang. I don't know if I even have an account. I feel like I don't. Okay, that's good. They want everything. Okay. There we go. Okay. Everything wants me to click everywhere. Jeez. Shoot. think I'm in. Logged in. What's the problem? Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute. I did what they told me to. Okay. All right. I don't know that I'm up for doing that right now. So let's get rid of that for now. That. Let's try Farlight. Let's see what's up with Farlight. I haven't played that in a while. Minimize this. Farlight. Let's change our streaming stuff to recognize it. Farlight. Gaming. Is it not on the list? I hate they have these lists. So annoying. Okay, you know what we'll do? We'll just do just chatting. Oh, wait, gaming, and then we'll do. Where is it? Go. Voila. Hopefully that works. Look at that. Winning. All right. I'm getting distracted. I haven't played this in so long. I really enjoyed it the last time I played it, so we'll see how it is tonight. Oh crap. Audio is probably going to get muted. Let's fix that. Where's the audio? Sound. All right. We'll fix that. Unfortunately, I can't know if their stuff is licensed or whatnot, so we're gonna make it go away. Like I always say, it would be sure nice if they had a little clicker for that and used non-licensed music, or who knows. You know, there's so many different ways they can go about it. No. So yeah, quality. Sure, why not? Let's just see if we can pwn our computer here. Why not? Everything except for blur. I hate blur. And VSync now I don't need. That's a whole different thing. Yeah, we're gonna try it anyways. And oh, I need to know what the push talk is.
I'll remember all that stuff eventually. Yep. What are we using Z for anything? We are ultimate. Okay, whatever. Who cares about free view? Oh, free view. What would be F for anything? Assume. Well, I try not to assume, but we're gonna see here. Wait, is that something else with F? Interact and drive. Okay. No, man. No.
See what the new training is. Yeah. Okay. Did I do this one? Hello. That's what I said I wanted to do. Do tactical training. Okay, whatever. Oh, maybe it's in here. Alright, since I haven't done this forever, I'm gonna do it again. It's beautiful. Very, what's it called that? Whoa, what's this? The heck? Okay. Crap, I need a weapon. Oh, snap! I got weapons. Winning. What I need to stuff is, I'm just gonna grab it. Ooh. Wait, do they have one of my favorite weapons? Let's see here. Do they have the... Yeah, that. No, that's an easy? The Vector. Okay. There we go. One of my favorites right here. Okay. So what's the point of this? Hmm. Okay. Ooh, what's this? So, what, we're Pokemons now? Work! Okay. All right. Now, what does it do? I don't know what that does. What about this? Oh yeah. That is awesome. What? This game has gotten so crazy. Go try some other weapons. Let's see. Okay. I don't know how that helps. Oh, see here. That's weird. Oh, that's awesome! What's this one? That was cool. Oh, that's just the whole thing. Ooh, what's this? Oh, I didn't do it. Oh, what? That was awesome. Huh? Is that still on? Yeah, that's cool. Okay, that's pretty cool. Interesting. I have no idea how all that works. I don't know. I mean, the game's fun, but like, it's just like managed chaos. Ooh, that thing was cool though. Hmm. Oh, cool. Yeah, delete. Enough. Let's play another game. This game's a little bit too crazy to play by myself. Oh, forgot about this. Let's see here. You find any dupes? Any duplicates? Oh, let's see here. Because it's gonna be the. There we go. So I can't tell.
Dos cosas, rico y la salsa. Eso es lo que crees.
Okay, so that's definitely Italian. Let's see here.
Te encantará.
Tal vez debí haberle comprado un disco.
No, el cinturón está bien.
That's Spanish as well. So they're both Spanish. Hmm. Delete that. This one, delete the non. Whatever one. This one will do the same. Because who knows? I think that's it. See if there are any. Oh man. Invalid sim links. These are all invalid. They can't be good when it's scanning through it. Let's go ahead and select all of them. The only ones I have to worry about are these, but those are pictures. And whatever, we'll see. Tis what it is. Now, broken files is questionable. But we will see. I didn't realize I was running this in the background where everyone could see. So that's interesting. And the question is, did it find anything? I guess I'll just leave that in the background again. Nails. I think let's do something fun for the test. Ooh, here.
Okay. I don't know what that is. Not too worried because it's set to work when the computer's idle, so whatevs. Intriguing. Oh, not too worried about that for now. Options, CPU, law, where is it? View, tray icon, responsiveness. Hmm. Yeah, I'm getting distracted. I apologize. I wonder what that does. But that being said, you can see what's been pwned by the program, kind of put back in its place. And the question really is whether it's affecting us, right? Are we able to get done what we want to get done? Is the stability of the computer where we want it to be? And I think right about now it is. And I'll create a restore point. We'll see. All right. That being said, boink. It looks like the audio isn't getting as messed up as it was before, so that's definitely a plus. Glad to see that. That means that it's doing what we want it to. I haven't played Frostpunk in a little bit. Maybe we should jump back in Satisfactory or Aston here. Guess I'll jump into Satisfactory for a little bit, see if our stuff is synced back up. Okay, it's loud, so we need to fix that. And make sure the streamer licensed. See how awesome that is? There we go. Apply. Maybe simmer this down a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's make sure this is where we want it to be. Yeah. We could do Vulkan, but we're gonna do DX12. Sure. Okay. Okay, let's simmer this mouse down a little bit. Yeah, I think it's fine. Nice. Yeah, let's see which one's the newest. Right here. Let's jump in. Okay. So it's maxed out on leaves, it's maxed out on biomass. So we're good here. But what we really need to do is we really need to start doing coal. Shouldn't be burning that forever. Okay. Wonder how. Oops. Not what I meant to do. Give me a moment here. I'm looking at something. So I can see here why this is not showing up all the time. Jeremy. That's supposed to be on. We don't know if it is. Okay. go. Okay. F. Let's see. It shows us frame time, but it doesn't show us everything. Wonder if. Well, let's see here. Oh, it's logging. Let's stop logging. Overlay, game detection. Make it a little bit more transparent. Um, I click things and it doesn't do it. I wonder why. Whatever. Ooh, what's that? Interesting. It's so beautiful and smooth, though. I wonder if I can show the FPS. There it is. We can see how many FPS we have in the game. Right there. Over 100. Gorgeous. Now I can see an overlay that shows me everything on the left hand side, but you guys can't. I think it's because I'm doing display. Let's try capturing this as a game. So let's see here, games. Do raw games HD. I don't think satisfactory might not be in there yet. So we'll add it. I know you guys are seeing this live. But yeah, game capture. Let's see if it's an existing. I feel like I've played this before. No, it's not in the list. Okay. Satisfactory. Boom. And we're going to capture a specific window. It's going to be this one. And allow transparency. Third-party overlays. And also satisfactory. Here we go. I think that's it. It's good enough to me, right? We'll just make sure that our frame rate doesn't take a dip. I had another way of doing all this. Let's see if it came out listing. Doesn't look like it. Let's see if this will work too. Do this. Let's see if it's in our existing. Yep, right here. Do this. Ta-da. This. Third party overlays. I don't know what some of these things are because I haven't messed with them. We'll just see if it hooks in. It did, but it doesn't show the AMD overlay. Why? I wonder if I can actually just pull that overlay from a file or something. Let's try that. Let's see here. It's a window cap. What it would be. We'll try this. AMD overlay. Okay, so allow. Question is, what is the name of it? I don't know what the actual name of it is. It's not that. It's not. It shows up. It's right there. And it's giving me good data, but why can't? Let's go to the internet and find out. See if someone's already done it. Blah blah blah. No, that's not helpful. There we go. Crazy, man. There's no reason for it to not show up, is the thing. Still not showing up. I am not sure, man. I can't seem to get that overlay to stay for you guys. It's so nice looking too. Let me go back into the AMD software and see if there's a reason. Now you guys can't even see. Oh, because it's not screened. Maybe if it's full screen, it'll pop up. Performance, overlay, game detection, tracking, location, transparency, settings, show, and yeah, that's enabled. I mean, I like the overlay. I just wish you guys could see it. And as of right now, I don't seem to have a good way to show you guys. Just a shame. It doesn't work in this one. See, it shows up there for a moment. Maybe that's the key. So we'll try that.
Chromern. Wow. I don't play for one day. NSC changes this much. Laughing face.
It's crazy the changes that have. Let's see. I'm assuming you're watching on Kick because Kick rocks. So let's go see what the dealio is with Kick title. Are you about to play right now? Do you want to jump on a Polaris and have some fun? These are all questions that can be answered by you and you alone. All right, let's see here. I am jumping. Show the stream. Damn it, Janet. Give me
Chromern.
back my window.
LOL. Going to do the SC
Freaking
event thingy in about 30
yes.
minutes.
Oh, yeah? How is it? Here, by the way, just to show you. See, I do have the title set correctly. For some reason, this isn't supported, and I thought it was on a generic title. But, like I said, I'm assuming from your response that it's something else. Oh, Star Citizen, I'm assuming. Let's go find out. Go ahead and try to update it. Log in. Ta-da. No. Let's log in. I have no time to deal with your shenanigans. Shenanigans. Here. Creator dashboard. What is the thing for Star Citizen today? Maybe I'll join in. I just haven't been playing Star Citizen as much streaming because
Chromern.
my friends aren't up when I'm up usually.
Restream doesn't support Kick.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's the stream info. Oh, it is just.
Chromern.
Oh shoot, maybe I'll just play Star Citizen anyways.
Laughing face.
I might as well just do it. But it's not going to be through Moonlight. I'm actually at my computer for once. So I'm ProxMoxing it still. Which, if you guys want to know how to ProxMox Star Citizen, I might make a video on that. As I've gotten relatively good at it, I think. That being said, let's go check out Star Citizen's PTU. This is running so beautifully, 100 and something frames per second. Gorgeous. Exit. But for some reason, I can't get the AMD overlay to show up in stream. It shows up everywhere but when the game's open. I'm not sure why. Tried all the settings I can think of. Yeah. All they can do is
Yeah, I don't know why that is. You'd think that would be a simple fix, right? How have you been, Chrome? You know, you still need to play Journey to a Savage Planet with me. I got it to play with you. My ADD is way too strong to play it alone. I've tried. Believe me, I've tried. I've tried so hard. And it never works. Is my audio good, by the way? The update on the audio
Chromern.
feedback
Play
thing in
what you
OBS
say.
is crap for this. Journey to a Savage Planet. Here, I'll show you in my game library. Where is it? This game. We needs to play that game. Togethers. I never get anywhere in there because I get
Chromern.
distracted.
LOL. Forgot all about that one.
Yeah, I'm aware. You forgot about me, bro. You forgot about me. It's okay. I know no one loves me. I don't kid myself. But yeah, we need to hook up and play that sometime. Because I've made no progress. And that being said, let's see if we can get into Star Citizen so I can continue to make no progress in the PTU. Oh, it changed my background. No. Okay, I'm needing. No, I'm not getting distracted. I am launching it. Oh, and then I need to fix everything else. Oh, great. PTU. Are you on my friends list in the PTU right now?
Chromern. Doubt it. But I'm going in to live
Let's make
later
sure it's
anyway.
Oh, you're going into live? Weak sauce. Why? But I'm not. Oh, my RSI companion's not up anymore. Jeez. I love the RSI companion. It is awesome. Every new install, I put it. Whoa, what's this? Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. All right, let's see here. Citizen. Okay, I'm in danger of getting distracted again. Ooh, what's this? Oh, there's a specific thing now for the PTU and not using the companion, but companion's so awesome. Why would you not use it? Star Citizen misc. Go figure. Wait, how am I getting distracted again? There we go. Ta-da! Wait. Okay, cool. I'm getting distracted. Oh, look. Sign in. Oh my god, do I have to do this again? Yeah, I know you guys aren't seeing this as I'm letting it verify my files, which hopefully it's doing. While I relog into the new install. verify has been completed. So it has worked. Uber leased ProxMox authentication code. Scott gets the code. It's all mine. Hey, Cromer, are you still there? If you are, do you video edit with Black Magic?
Yeah.
I'm switching because I can't afford this horrible economy has got me practically, I mean, I might lose everything, honestly. So obviously my video editing subscription is on pause. And I'm thinking about using Black Magic. What are your thoughts? Have you used it before? It's one of the best and it's free. And then you can buy it, you know, if you want to buy it. But I'm poor. I'm a peasant. If you don't use it, what do you use?
I only use DaVinci and barely know how to. Laughing face.
Oh yeah, DaVinci Black Magic. Okay. How do you like it? God, I got distracted again. What am I doing? Why am I getting distracted? Oh, okay, yeah, this is what I'm all about, bro. Can you save Stanton? I don't know. Can you? Is the Can you save Stanton in live right now? Is that why you're playing live? I've just been enjoying PTU.
It usually does what I need. Sometimes after hours of research, which then is forgotten a few hours later. Laughing face.
Right. Yeah, it's forgotten because then you don't do it for another week. And then you're like, wait a minute. I thought there was an answer to this. Been there, done that, Crom. That's for sure, bro. Oh god. And yeah, I have some a few videos that I saved the files for and I didn't have a chance to release, and then shit hit the fan with the economy and whatnot, so I haven't been video editing. I've been just trying to survive and eat. And I've come back and I'm trying to video edit some of them on my off time in between scraping by, and oh god, I can't find the files to save my life, and it's like all sorts of voiceover and other editing that's really not fun to do. So like, oh my gosh. How's the mic quality, by the way? This is the nice mic, but I don't know if I have the settings dialed in. You'll have to let me know. And if what's in live? That's what's the event you're talking about? Is it the Save Stanton?
Cromern. Mike is good. My hearing is not. Laughing face.
Well, should I shout then? Okay, cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Cromern. Yeah. Save Stanton Phase 2.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll check it out. I'll have to copy my install because I think I had to save space a little while ago when I was rebooting the virtual machine. Had to reinstall a bunch of stuff. Do I even have space? I think I do. Well, I guess we'll find out, right? So for those of you who don't do all this stuff, this is the easy way, but not the best way of getting your live account up. Just to give you guys a heads up. See, the problem with this way is that sometimes it can cause issues. That's fine because, well, I have lots of issues, so one more is not going to hurt me. Hey, is it free fly as well? I was thinking about getting some people in. Maybe. I have a headache. I need more caffeine or something.
Cromern. Briefly on the 22nd.
Oh, okay. 2 days from now. Okay. Yeah, it sounded like this free fly is going to be kind of long too. Nice. Gonna try to drag some people in. Maybe my kiddos. They have to spin up their virtual machines as well then. I wonder how well this game will do with... Oh, the memory will be an issue. I don't know. Well, each machine gets 50 to 60 gigabytes of space. What will be the issue? The issue will be the video card, 6600 XT. I might have to share that in a video.
Cromer.
Case.
I have a girl coming here most of IAE this year. Laughing face.
What? I mean, is that a win or a loss? I mean, nowadays with girls, you know, like, that might not be a win. True gamers are like, I don't know. I'm not sure I can bang you tonight. I mean, there's this new event in Star Citizen. Can I take a rain check? Getting some decent speeds on the transfer though. Look at that.
Cromern. It's great. But still going to log in and just run trough the halls. In case Sig does a thingy again.
Wait, what? I'm confuzzled. Sure. What?
Cromern. They like to give out stuff sometimes if you don't miss any of it.
Right, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they're like, if you're a no-lifer, we will reward you. Which is great. That's how games should do it.
Pointless stuff but dem FOMO.
Right? Yeah. Don't want to miss out. Bruh. Can't have that. So, when you copy over the files like that, you need to verify the files then. And what it's going to do is